Berger Books is launching with 4 new titles: Hungry Ghosts, The Seeds, Matahari, and Incognegro, a book that first started at Vertigo a decade ago.
Yes.
Tell me how you came about putting together this new line of books and the goal behind it.
Well, I think most people who are watching this will probably know that I started the Vertigo imprint back at DC Comics in 1993. And one of the things that Vertigo published was comics that were different, that were strange, that kind of shook up people's perception of the kinds of stories you could tell in comics. And that has always been my goal as an editor back at Vertigo and with my new line, Berger Books, at Dark Horse. I wasn't a comics fan growing up. I just kind of fell into DC Comics, 21 years old, straight out of college, English major, looking for a job. And a friend of mine, who's a writer, Mark DeMattis, knew that Paul Levitz was looking for an editor, and he didn't want someone who knew comics, because a lot of the job was administrative and just a little kind of assistant editing on the side. But I quickly fell in love with the medium. I mean, I had minored in art history, so I had a real affinity for the art in comics, and the storytelling too. I was just, amazed at the process, the creative process behind putting out a comics, the work involved, the creativity involved.
You hit the ground running with Berger Books. You started putting it together a year ago, and you've already got your first 4 titles coming out. You'd worked with Anthony Bourdain before at Vertigo on
Get Jiro.
Get Jiro, which was his first graphic novel. Tell me how the pitch went for this book, because that sounds like something that happened over drinks and a really good meal.
Yeah, it should have been.
Does Anthony Bourdain do anything that's not over drinks and a really good meal?
It was actually by email, but that's all right. So, but actually, I met Tony through Joel Rose, who is writing with Tony, and they're old friends for like over 30 years. And Tony had pitched him a comic story, and Joel read it and said, hey, the art sucks, but the writing's pretty good. So he sort of helped him get his start in terms of writing, and obviously his culinary fame is, everybody knows. But Tony and Joel are longtime comic book fans. And so when Joel used to work at DC as an editor and on Paradox Press, he was there for a short period of time. He's a novelist, and he left DC then to dedicate more time to writing. And he basically sent me an email and said, hey, how would you like to work with Anthony Bourdain on me in a graphic novel? And that's how Get Jiro came to be at Vertigo. And then when I started Berger Books, get another email from Joel, hey, we've got another idea. You interested? And it's like, absolutely.